I want to welcome Tomas and Jack from Jack Spoke into the studio this evening. Guys, how are you?
We're good. How are
Thanks.
you?
I'm good, thank you. No one's ever asked me how I am. I'm great, thank you. So I guess for people who might not know your music yet, if you want to describe your style of music that you guys do.
Jack, you want to take the reins on this one?
Overly indulgent and I don't know. It's at the moment piano based, piano and violin, story driven, I suppose.
Gothic,
dark.
Throw gothic in, yeah.
Dark with my own personal self charm added in there.
Nice, I like that a little bit. So, how did you guys meet then to form the band? Because I know this is a relatively new band, very new, couple of weeks. Yeah.
Actually,
so how did you guys meet and form the band?
We were at a house party.
Yeah,
and,
this is true. This is true.
We both went out to smoke.
Yeah.
And unless you don't want me to say.
No.
Well, I went out for a smoke anyway.
Yeah.
And we just met, and then we got chatting, and then I was starting this new project, and I was like, I know a violin player.
Yeah, you know. That's
and
it.
then the rest they
the
say is history.
Yeah. The rest
our hands met in the popcorn, and it was just
that's it. You know, tears.
So let's, Jack. How did you first get into music and songwriting and wanting to perform?
I remember my dad brought me to Bruce Springsteen when I was like 8 or 9, and not exactly my cup of tea at the moment, but like just the level of performance that man has was incredible. And I remember a friend gave me Bob Dylan CD, and that's when I was just like, okay, music is
Music's
deadly.
cool.
Yeah, I think it was a Girl from the North Country specifically was when I was like, I could do that. not Bob Dylan level, but I was like, I could write a song.
Yeah.
And bought a guitar, and then for like 20 quid from Smith's.
Yeah.
And then the rest again is history.
And do you remember what age you were when you wrote your first song? Do you remember?
Oh, I actually found a recording of it recently. I was 14, and it is quite possibly the most ripped off song that's ever existed. It was just Bob Dylan. It's just me trying to buy harmonica and everything. I've got the harmonica and everything, and it's miserably, pathetically Bob Dylan.
And Tomas, what about yourself? So you're a violin player, and we were saying before we started filming that you play with several orchestras.
Yeah.
And so how did you get into music?
So I started playing when I was like 8 or 10.
Yeah.
And I just, it's classically trained, go to a bunch of musicians, a bunch of teachers. It's great. So now I'm in college. So I've just been playing all the way through secondary school. And at some point in secondary school I just decided, you know what, this is it.
This is what I want to do.
This is what I want to do. This seems to be the thing that I'm the best at. And
it's great because, as you guys were saying, with the style of music you do, which is quite gothic, you're still able to bring very much a classical edge to what you're playing to kind of combine the two together, which is fantastic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's so much room for like just little embellishments, musical embellishments, a little bit of counterpoint here and there.
Yeah.
It's great. It's really good. I think it adds to it in a nice way.
Definitely, yeah. So the fact that you guys are relatively new, we were speaking to you earlier. You were initially in a band called Jock and the Darling Ones.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to go with this project then? Is this just more music you wanted to do, or?
Well, we lost our keyboard player first, our piano player.
Yeah.
And we were struggling to replace her, and I said I would play the piano until we found someone else. But then just over time, the band slowly drifted apart, and I was writing more material that was just toward more, I think, of an acoustic solo kind of sound.
Yeah.
And I think it just worked out in it wasn't as messy as I thought it would be when things came to be.
Okay.
So I was just writing more toward this kind of a more melancholic sound. The Jack and Darling was a full angry, vicious band, and I just, to be honest,
the band in general, angry and vicious.
No, it was me. But to be honest, I'm just not as angry as I was when I was 21.
Yeah.
When we started out, we went for 2 solid years, and then just went our separate ways, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it must feel great, I guess, to kind of start, because I know you started gigging now and to really kind of get the style of music that you wanted to be doing out there.
It's nice to play instruments again, because with the Darling Ones, I tried to play as little instruments as possible. So I was the front guy.
Yeah.
And I just thought that took away from it if I was stuck behind a mic. But now it's really nice to actually, like when we work together, I can be like, can you add this? Or he'll be like, try this instead. And it's nice to actually be like, oh, I'm actually doing this now rather than just shouting into a microphone.
Sure. And I'd say the writing process for you, so you write together obviously, yes?
Well, at the moment, no, because we are really new.
It's really
I basically give him songs, and then he'll be like, that section's terrible, get rid of that, or I can add this here to make it sound better.
Okay.
So that's how we work at the moment.
Sure.
But we are planning to meet up and
absolutely.
write together.
Yeah. So you guys, you were gigging in the Workmen's recently, did you say? as
Yeah,
well? Yeah. So
yeah.
how did the
That
gig
was
go?
great.
It was good. It was our first
nice.
gig.
Yeah.
It was nice.
We're Submotion played. I know
They're
they
great,
played
yeah, we
here
got
soon.
them in,
There was
yeah.
acoustic set
Yeah.
as well. And a bunch of other guys. These guys from Canada played, and this like American lad.
Yeah.
And it was just
Oh,
really
yeah,
cool.
right.
It was cool. And Castle Street. If you got a chance, check out Castle Street.
Okay.
Castle Street band. They're so good and they're hilarious. So
Okay.
they're really cool.
It was
So, yeah.
nice, yeah. Nice
Yeah,
people
well,
there.
good. So I guess I was gonna say what you guys have planned, but obviously you're gonna kind of lock yourselves down now and start writing together and
Yeah.
kind of see
Yeah.
where the sound
I've
takes you.
been trying to contact the Ruby sessions, but they never get back to me. So if you're watching, like,
Contacted
gives a
movie
go.
sessions, yeah.
No, but yeah,
Gives go.
we want to work on material before we go out fully fledged.
Sure.
We're going down to Galway soon to record 2 tracks actually, and
Okay,
some
great.
singles.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and one of them is the track Body Parts we just played.
Mhm.
here.
And are you guys going to produce it yourself? You're going to get someone else involved?
It's a friend of mine, Derek Ellard,
Okay.
an amazing producer and a great songwriter himself.
Yeah.
He's going to record it, produce it, and basically give his feedback on it. I
Yeah.
trust him as well, so
Okay,
it'll be
that's
good.
always
It'll be
good.
good.
It's really nice.
So have you guys got any more gigs lined up for the moment, or
Not at the moment, no.
No.
No,
What's the
we're just yeah, we're hoping we'll get something out of this. So yeah, we
Yeah,
will work
absolutely.
for.
we will work for beer?
I work for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want, you played a beautiful acoustic track for us earlier. So do you want to tell us a bit about the song that you played, just to give people an idea?
The song, I actually wrote a version of that, like about 4 or 5 different versions of that song actually,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like you can become overly macabre if you're talking about tearing yourself apart. And I gave myself some restrictions with this. I didn't want to specifically talk about dying, or God, which apparently I do a lot.
Okay. You talk about God loss?
Not in a nice way though.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alienating.
I know, right? So with this one,
okay, he's not sensitive.
so
He
this,
forgives everyone.
I don't think you'll mind.
so this time around, I was like, I'm not going to talk about God. I'm not going to talk about specifically death, because I do that way too much.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it melancholic rather than
Sure.
vicious, I suppose, which I think you help a lot with.
Yeah.
So if it's just me on the piano, it's probably just really depressing to listen to.
Well, the violin does add a
Yeah.
lovely.
No, he's the
lovely
talented
sound
and
to it
pretty
as well.
one, so
Yeah.
both in
Do the hair again, do
playing,
the
both
hair
in
again.
playing and in
There
looks.
you go. You're looking at it right.
So, thanks for popping into us. I know it's a
No
short and
problem.
sweet interview, but we were really
It's
looking
great.
forward to having you
It was
guys
an
in.
absolute
And
pleasure.
Thank you so
It was an
much.
absolute
yeah,
pleasure.
so looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to do next and hearing, the next couple of tracks.
Yeah,
And
well, I'm
best of luck
looking
with
forward to it.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. It's definitely it's going to be interesting. It's going
Yeah,
to be great.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Sorry, I know it's short and sweet, but just,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to
no.
be like, so what are you doing?
No.